If you are someone that is still cutting and pasting your sheet music, which I used to do quite often, stop and do what I'm about to teach you. When you do it this way, you are going to have clean music, you are going to have professional looking cuts, and you are going to have a digital copy so that you don't always have to have it on hand in a printed version. So stick around, that's what we're gonna talk about next, teaching you how to properly cut your audition music. Okay, so here is the song that I want to cut. This is a pretty simple cut that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, so it gives you an idea of how to kind of get started when you're cutting your sheet music. So this is the PDF of the song that I chose, The History of Ron Guys from Kinky Boots the Musical. I'm using a Mac, so I don't know what the difference would be in a PC version, but when I just open the PDF file, it opens it in preview, and that's all we're gonna use. It's really simple, it's really basic, everyone should have access to this, especially if you're using a Mac, and I'm sure a PC is very similar, but you'll have to check out what the difference is. I'm not quite sure on that. Okay, so we're just gonna go up here on the corner and we're gonna click the little tools section, and my face is gonna go away for just a second, but I have the thumbnails on the side over here. So the first thing I wanna do is get rid of the pages that I don't need to kind of start to trim away really quickly. I know I want to start at the bridge of this song, so I'm going to keep the first page for a second, so I have all of these markings in case I need them in the title. But I know I don't need this page, so I'm just going to delete that thumbnail. And then I know I don't need this page, so I'm going to delete that thumbnail. And then, so the thumbnails are here on the left side of the screen. And then this is not the bridge as well, so I'm going to delete this page. And then let's see what this one is now. This is still not the bridge, so let's delete that page. This should be, oh, there's the chorus. That's what we're looking for, is that page. So we don't need this page as well. So I'm gonna delete that one. And then this is the page I'm looking for. So I deleted all the pages in the PDF that I don't need. And this is the one I have left. So I have the first page up here. So I have the title that I'm going to come back to in a second. And then I have the page where I want to start the cut at. Okay, so I want to start my cut around here at the bridge. And then I want to go into this page of the song with some few edits. And then I want to go until the end, which is here. So just these 3 pages. Now I'm going to go ahead now and take off the thumbnails and the sidebar so you can see it a little bit better. And we can start our cuts. Okay, so now let's go back to the top. Okay, here's the title of the song. So I'm gonna save that page for a second. I'm gonna go directly to my cut. So I want my song to start right here at the bridge, but I want a few bars to get into it. So the accompanist is going to start right here on this bar. Now I wanna delete all of this above it because they don't need that. So the first thing I'm going to do is my face may go away back and forth. Sorry about that. I'm going to take a shape really quickly, and I'm going to do a white shape. Okay, and so I'm going to create just a little shape. That's font. Ah, yes, here's the shapes. Okay, I want to do a shape, and there it is. And I'm going to take that shape, and I'm using the color white, obviously. And I'm just going to stretch it over the top of it, and I don't even need the page number, so I'm going to cover that page number up as well. Okay, so you can see how I am blocking all of this top part out because I don't need it in my cut. All right, so I'm going to put that there and I'm going to save it. Now that's all done, so I click save on this file already, and this is where I want my song to start. I want them to play these 2 bars in. So I'm going to add text to make that really clear. So start here, but I'm going to make it in black so we can see it. Start here, and let's spell start right. That would be awesome. Start here. Okay, so I'm going to put that right over here, and I want the text to be black so they can clearly see it. I don't want the box, so let's make the text black. Okay, and I kind of like that it's outlined like that. It looks really nice and clear, and I'm just going to make it a bit smaller. It's a little too big. We don't need to yell at our accompanist. So I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller, and actually even a little bit smaller than that. Yeah,
Okay, so start here. And you could even make this a different color if you wanted to. Just be really specific on the colors you choose. You don't want to yell at them, okay? So start here. I really like that. It makes it really clear. It makes it easy to see. So start here, the accompanist knows. You could even do a little arrow if you wanted to. You know, it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go down through this page, make sure everything looks good. So I want to sing starting here. I don't want to sing this. So I'm actually going to cover this up as well. I like that idea. It'll look really nice and clean. Okay, and I don't need the outline, so I'm going to take that off white. I'm going to make a little box. And this is a bit of a tedious process, and it's kind of a, you know, as you work through it. So I'm really showing you like as I work through it myself here. Okay, so I'm covering up that text because I don't want the accompanist to think I'm singing that. And they may not be familiar with the song. Most people are, but maybe not. So I've covered that up. I'm not even going to see that text. And then they'll probably realize that line as the vocal line from before. So that's okay. I'm going to leave that there. I don't think that's a problem. Okay, great. So I'm going to tell them to start here, and then I'm going to sing, boom, the history of wrong guys. Now I want to add my title because this is going to be the first page of my little 3-page cut. So I'm going to go back up. I saved this. The History of Wrong Guys is the full title, and I like that it says electro pop, and then it gives them the tempo marking, and we want to make sure we carry down this time signature. So I'm going to go back to my cut here, and I'm going to put another text box, and I'm going to give the title of the song, The History of Wrong Guys. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. So let's amp that up a bit so they clearly, as soon as they see my cut, they're like, oh, yeah, I know this song. Let's see if it'll center it for me. Maybe, maybe not. That's okay. This looks like a good place. Okay, The History of Wrong Guys. And I'm going to add another text box. I just think it's really a good idea to give them as much information. I'm going to put from Kinky Boots, just in case so they can clearly see. But I'm going to make that a bit smaller. That'll work, okay? From Kinky Boots, and then I'm also going to, of course, make another text box here to give credit to the authors and the writers. So, music and lyrics by Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi, L-A-U-P-E-R. And I'm just gonna double check. I can't remember how she spells her name. Oh, she uses Cynthia Lauper. Okay. So we want to definitely make sure we say that, Cynthia, because that's how it is on the music. We want to, you know, be respectful. So Cynthia Lauper. Let me just double check that here. Cynthia Lauper. Yes, you could put arrangement by if you want to as well. That's really nice. I'm going to continue moving forward though, just so this isn't too long of a video. Okay, and I'm going to save that. Great. So I got that at the top. You could make this a little bit bigger if you wanted to. I kind of want to. I think it looks nice if it's a bit bigger. Move that up just a little bit. Is that the center line? No. That looks good. Move that up just a little bit. And move that up just a bit. Okay, great. So now I have my title of my song. And then obviously they can tell this is an audition cut. But immediately they know what song it is. And they know where you're going to start. Really nice and clean. Oh, so beautiful. Now, I want to put the time signature down here because I deleted it earlier. So I'm going to do another text box, okay? And I'm going to do, so it's 4, 4. Okay, so if you don't know time signatures, just copy and paste it from the top of the song. This song does not change time signatures from what I can recall, but I know that I can clearly look at it and see that it's in 4/4 by just being able to read the music. So 4/4. So here's a side note. If you don't read music, I would highly suggest taking a music theory class or taking a private lesson with somebody, because if you can read sheet music, it will really truly help you in your career as a musical theater performer. Okay, so 4/4, there is my time signature. That looks pretty good. I can read that. They can easily see that's 4/4, but I just want to give them every bit of help I can. Okay, and I saved that. Always save along the way. Great. Title of song, where it's what musical it's from, who it's by. Here's my start here cut, and then I'm going to go into, where's my face again? Hi. Okay, so first bar, they're gonna play diddle 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 boom. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. Okay, tempo markings are still in here. We see poco a poco. It's pianissimo. It's gonna get subito louder. Start small. Okay, start quiet. 2, 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you. 3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door. 5, loves the boy next door. 6, don't love you no more. Makes you insecure, makes you so unsure, is so immature, loves his mother more, or has a girlfriend named Nicola. Okay, so literally sing through your song as you're making your cut. I'm double checking. I like all of that. I want all of that in my cut. Now, I'm at this part here where it says, or has a girlfriend named Nicola, Now, in this song, okay, depending on what song you have, there's these tempo markings down here. This is technically the drums. D, 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 Now, remember, you don't have drums in your audition, so this is just going to be a piano. Now, I have an option here of do I want to cut them out or do I want to leave them in? And I think I want to leave them in just because auditions get a little kooky crazy and I want to have that bar and that tempo and rhythm to get into it versus going, Nicola, Charlie. That's an option. If I'm feeling good and I know the accompanist and I feel good about doing that, I could just put a line through that and say, we're going to skip and go straight to, Charlie. But I'm going to leave this in here because what I would do and what I'm going to do is just say to the accompanist, hey, when we get to this drum section, actually I wouldn't say hey, that's kind of rude. When we get to this drum section, can you just give me some chords? Bing, beep, 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 beep. And typically they're like, yeah, cool. That's what I'm going to do. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now until I try it out with my vocal coach. So I'm going to leave the drums in there, okay? And then we're going to start, Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. This all looks good. I can see there's more to you than what I always thought, but I won't be burned anymore. I want all this, already to the end of my cut because it's a lovely little 32 bar cut. Now we have 2 people saying dialogue here. I don't want that because I don't want that in an audition. So I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to do another shape over here. Beep, 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 beep. Here's my shape. Okay, I'm going to make it small. Okay, and I'm going to cover all of this up. And I'm just going to look back at my notes. Yep, I made a note to do that. I want to cover that up. I don't want to cover, actually, yeah, I want to cover up that fermata. So the fermata is this little whoop with a dot there. That's your fermata. I want to cover that up because I'm going to actually put a text in there. So I'm going to cover that fermata up, make sure that looks good. Cover it up, ding, 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 ding. Okay, that'll work. Boom, I'll save that. So I don't want that in my song. And then I definitely want to put some text in. Okay, so I want to say more, and I want to tag on the text. The history of wrong guys, ding, ding, ding. So I'm going to put the text in here because I want to add that in for my audition. So I'm going to type the text in, the history of wrong guys. So I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to move it. Sure, that looks good. I'm going to move it down here into this part because I'm going to save it. I'm going to say that. So, the history of wrong guys, bink. Yeah, okay, that looks good. And then the fermata right here below it, which means to hold until I'm ready to move on, until I finish saying this. Then they tack on the last bar, D, 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 D. This fermata is great. I want to actually note that. So if there's anything that you want the accompanist, let me put my face up here because I feel like that's fun. I don't know. So this part down here, this is something I want to highlight. So if there's any tempo markings or anything you want to highlight in your song, just to allow the accompanist to be aware of when they get to it, you can put a little shape on it that's a color. Okay. So I just want to highlight this by putting a little highlight marking around it. Let's make it a bit brighter. Cool, sweet, that looks good. So I've just circled this and highlighted it a bit. And that way they know that they're gonna hold when they get there. That's pretty simple, pretty easy. I like to just add an end marking. So I did a start marking, an end marking. So end here. Let's capitalize it, end here. And they probably know that, but as you're going to cut your song more and more, I kind of get in the habit of it. I'll go ahead and put the same box around it that I did before, black. This one's pretty simple, but again, I'm just giving you the basic tools. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and check the beginning of my song. Okay, now I don't need this beginning part. Okay, I could put electro pop in there. That would be something interesting, but I think I'm okay without it. So let me go ahead and bring my thumbnails back up. I'm going to delete this first page, which is here, and delete that. Okay, save that, hide my thumbnail so I can see it full now. Okay, so let me double check. I have the title, who it's by, what it's from. You could put any other markings you want up here, the tempo meter, it said electric funk or pop. You could put anything of that in there as well that's helpful. Carrying it down from the first page. I'm telling them where I want to start. Okay, I have my 2 bars in, I have my time signature. I have all the correct text. I have all of that, all of my markings in it. I kind of want to clean this up a little more as I'm going through now a second time. That will work. Okay, so I made another white box and I kind of just want to clean this up even more. So I made a white box and I covered up that bottom page because I don't need it. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, I want all of this in my song. I'm keeping the drum section for now, so I'm going through and making sure everything else is here that I want. Yeah, I want that. You know, because this was scanned in, I'm just gonna add another little box over here and clean this part up too. Why not? Why not make it look beautiful the first time? Okay, so I'm gonna clean that up, and actually, I'm gonna do that and save it, and then I'm gonna do another shape over here as well to cut this out because I don't need that. Okay, I'm gonna cover that up with the box. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay, great. Okay, so that's cleaned up. Yes, I want all this. I'm actually gonna take out that page number 2. I don't need it. So I'm just going through and cleaning anything up that I don't need on my cut. Okay, great. I want to keep that though. Okay, so I've covered that up with shapes. That looks good. That looks good. I want to sing all of that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna cover up this down here. I call this like the way to cut your sheet music that looks so amazing and beautiful, yet anyone can do it. I mean, even if you're not a musician, you can really figure this out because it's really just making your sheet music look pretty and nice and neat, and you don't have to buy an app to do it. And that's why I love it. Okay, so I cleaned that up. That looks great. I have my marking here I want them to see and note, and then I have my text that I wanted to add in there. I cut all that out. I have my end markings, and I think that is it for now. So just to recap, okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your title. You want to put your start mark, your end mark. You want to make sure you add back in the time signature, any tempo markings or anything that you want to bring into the sheet music to highlight to them. Make sure you have all the correct bars where you want them to start playing and where you're going to start singing, and that you delete anything after your cut. So this cut's really simple because I'm just doing the bridge to the end and I didn't have to cut anything out in the middle.
Now that you have the knowledge of the way you can cut your audition song, go through your book and cut all of your songs that you use in this fashion. Make sure it's nice and clear and clean so you look professional at your next audition. Take the actions you need to gain progress in your career. Bye.